Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of the Figure Central. Actually, the first episode of this new 2025 year. And today we are going to be looking at Mantis Artificial Evolution B0127 by Sexy Eyes 2019. And then it has Berman here at the bottom. I have never owned anything from this company. If I am not mistaken, I think this is the first action figure. All right, let's check it out. Okay, so just a small black and white box with some cool art. This kind of reminds me of the 1000 Toys Synthetic Human boxes. All right, let's see what we have here. There's an extra head right there. It's like a sickle, hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 extra pairs of hands, and then a single hand here, and the 2 that come. So 5 in total, including the one on the body. And I believe these are like extra arms that can be replaced with the existing ones. And on the back, instructions. Yeah. Okay. Oh, there's an extra thing right here. Looks like another faceplate. Let's start with the accessories and then we'll move on to the actual figure first. So let's try this one. So it just looks like a creepy tentacle coming out of her eye. There's a lot of detail on this. But not a lot of paint. So a lot of the detail kind of gets lost. Okay. So here's the additional face. The paint job is very subtle. It's very pale, I guess you could say, because there's shades of pink, shades of green and purple. So let's check out the articulation. So this moves. It's kind of neat. The back of her head. You can call that her hair. The head moves, but the neck moves as well. Okay, good. So forward, back, back. Just notice though that this back here can get stuck in this little side section, so just something to keep in mind. Whenever you turn it, it can get stuck there. Let's look at the arms. Some nice ball joints there. 360 up and down. Nice tension, I like it. It's right where it needs to be. Definitely leans a little more on the stiffer side. On this, by the way, these are set, they don't move. They almost feel like they're a wire, but I don't want to risk breaking it. Okay, so there's movement obviously here in the hips. It looks like it connects into the thigh area. In the thigh area, yeah, there's some movement there as well. So that's cool. Let's look at the knees. No 360 movement on the knee joints. I mean, it looks like it might spin, but it's not doing that. So because of this section, it kind of keeps the joint in place. But you can see there's a little bit of wiggle room there. All right, now let's look at the feet. Forward and back. And it does do a full 360 spin. All right, well, let's see if it can stand on its own. Yes, it can stand on its own. This definitely leans on the smaller side, and if you put the Guyver next to her, you definitely see that he is taller than she is, and she is, if you don't count the antennas, just the head, it's a little bit above 5 inches. If you count the antenna, then she's above 6 inches, but we're gonna count the head. So yeah, we're looking at about 5 inches and a quarter or so. All right, let's look at the the rest of the accessories. So let's take out the hands. As we saw earlier, it just literally pops out. And all the other hands are the same way. They just have the little ball design and it just pops right in. So let's grab the one that would be a little more dynamic here. Yeah, so that was easy. Let's look at all the hands though. So we have two of these that look like just our hands are being put on the ground. Bit of hands that look like they're still grasping, but it's more like claw hands, like she's trying to scratch you or something. Closed fists. Get punched. Some holding hands. Hold weapons. The single one that had no pairs is the kind of a peace sign. I'm surprised they didn't give you two of these, it's just one. How about swapping out the faces? Because it's not the entire head, it's just the front face. All right, so it's also a ball joint. That is interesting. So I have to give it a little more wiggle there. So let's start with the creepy one where it has something coming out of her eyeball. Just pops right in. Yep. And there it is. Almost predator-like. Very neat. All right, let's try out the other one now. With the red eyes. And there she is now with the red eyes. But this is awesome. I love this. This is a great figure. If you are a Guyver fan, like, it's a must. Obviously not part of the same anime manga series, but I'm saying, like, if you like that design, that aesthetic, this is definitely for you. Good quality. From the posts that I've seen online, no one has said that this is broken or is too frail. Only thing I wish they would have done differently would have been the hands. I would have liked to have been able to have that wrist action of being able the hand to go forward and or up and down, I guess you could say, instead of just in circles. But it's not a huge deal. Yeah, so okay. So according to the instructions, the joints can be swapped. So you can choose to do that if you want. Another thing that I'm noticing here is the same thing on the eyes themselves. It says that you can swap them out. Just don't know how. So it says that they can pop out, can be swapped. Okay, so the eyes can be removed if you want to swap out the eyes, which I don't see what you would. Okay, I see it, because this is more of the bug look. This one, she looks a little more like a humanoid. So if you want this one to have the red eyes, you can do that. All right, that makes sense. The one that I don't get though is this one over here, because it says that this also can be swapped out, but how is the question? Because yeah, I don't understand how this is. The picture shows the weird tentacle not on the head, so based on that I would assume that it comes off, but I am not having any luck removing it, and I'm afraid if I put any more pressure on this, it's gonna break. There it goes. Oh, okay, so you're just gonna have to wiggle it, but it is a kind of like a ball joint. Actually, no, it's just a regular tube that connects to it. This is, I don't know about this design, but I mean, this looks from my angle right here like I just broke that right there. And it pops back in. Yeah, I mean, the eyes come out. So the only thing I can think is that perhaps, because look, if you look here, the paint, it came off. So I think the paint got over, you know, however long you sit in the warehouse. Yeah, see, because the inside of that is red, so the paint did come off and it's stuck in there. So I think that this was not fully dried, and then once they put this on it and the paint dried with it, it almost became like a glue. And right now when I was trying to take it off, I was having a hard time that separating, and I think it did cause that little bit of that tear on the plastic there that you see. So just something to keep in mind, guys. Maybe using a heat gun or warm water might be a better solution to remove this and not run into creating that little cut that I made on mine. It's not a big deal, I can easily repair that with some resin, but there you go. That's why I do this, so that you won't make the same mistakes that I make. So what I am noticing here is that this I was able to connect just fine, but this one right here, connecting it does connect, but then it just kind of doesn't really do much. It just sits there, and it easily comes off. Like, it's there, but it comes off very easily. So I'm not sure what the intent was that. I am going to attempt now to swap out the joints. Here it is. Okay, there it is. And now I'm trying to do it on the Mantis arm here. And it is not popping off. So I'm gonna use the heat gun. Okay, finally popped out, but that took a lot of work. So just be careful when you try to do this. So it says that you can swap them out. All right, so let's see if it's true. So I'm grabbing the two jointed one into this one right here. That's only a single blade. Nope, it's not working. I gotta use the heat gun again. Let's try it again. This one here, and this seems to be that this joint is also smaller because it popped right in. I didn't even have to use the heat gun. It was the opposite that I had to use it over there. So and then we put this in here. Yeah, but because it doesn't have that movement, it's kind of, this is it. It's just stuck doing that rotation, and that's it. So what would have made the most sense would have been that both joints should have been this type of joint that we see here, and this right here. That would have been ideal. And in that way, not only does this back part have cool movement here, that we have a lot of movement without popping out, this one itself maintains that same movement. And I'll demonstrate by putting this one here. So this right here makes the most sense. So now you can do this. And the other arm can do this as well. What I see in the logo, I don't know if that's when their company was established or if that is the actual full name of their company. But thank you so much for checking out my video. If you like what you see, please like, comment, and share, or even better, if you would please consider a small donation in a form of subscription. That'll really help my channel out. I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Excited for this new year. I got more figures that I still have yet to unbox, so I'm excited to share those with you soon. And again, thank you so much. Take care, and bye-bye.